I started down this path because I just got interested about the optimal diet for humans. And after a few years, actually during the first year, I learned also about the enormous impact it has, the way we eat, whatever it is. It has an enormous impact on the ecosystem of our planet. And the more humans there are eating this way, the bigger that impact is. I'm talking about eating the meat, dairy, eggs, and fish all the time. It's really become a problem for our ecosystem. It's become a huge problem with climate change. And I've been a blogger, very active blogger for the last 5 years. And I started out, I blogged about every single health issue I could find. And then I started blogging more about the environment. And at one point I concluded that there is nothing more important than sustainability of first our ecosystem, which also sustains our civilization. And if we don't have our civilization, I think life on this planet becomes a living hell for the few of us that survive. And so I truly believe that changing what we eat in a big way, and I'm talking about the 2 billion people of the world that eat 72% of the meat today. But the problem is, even though people in New York City and San Francisco may be moving toward more plant-based eating, away from meat, I extrapolated the data and determined that for every American or European that's moving toward plant-based, there's 10 people in the developing world moving in the opposite direction. We've been burning down rainforests at the rate of over 20 million acres a year since 1970. We are polluting our oceans. We're destroying our topsoil. The biodiversity rate is off the chart, the way we're losing species, and it's reached a point where we're racing past tipping points with regards to the ecology, which means that you can never recover from those type of damages that we're doing to our environment. So my total passion today is about the sustainability aspects of what we're eating, as opposed to the health benefits for humans, because the health benefits to humans will shrink to insignificance when there's no water. When there's no water, when there's no food at the supermarket, we're not a bunch of farmers that can go out and grow our own food anymore. When our civilization shuts down, it's going to be a hell on earth, and the people that are going to survive the longest are the people that have guns. And they're going to be able to protect themselves from people that want to steal what food they have left. So to me, I don't worry about somebody that, if they don't want to eat the whole food plant-based diet, just don't eat the animals. Just quit eating the animals and the fish because of the environmental damage that we're inflicting on our only planet. This is the only planet we have. We should have learned from the people on Easter Island that the most remote island on Earth was settled in 500 AD by some Polynesians that came in by some kind of watercraft. They swelled to a population of 15,000 on an island smaller than Catalina Island. And they built a lot of stone gods. They began taking down their trees to build huts for them to live in, to build rope, to build boats for them to fish in. The problem was they didn't connect their lifestyle choices with their ecology that was supporting them. And as a result, their civilization collapsed sometime between 1200 and 1722, when the Dutch found that island and named it Easter Island on Easter Sunday when they found it. And they found a few hundred animal-like human beings running around scrapping for food. It had totally collapsed. There was no civilization anymore. And that's what happens in a isolated environment where they can't get any relief. Well, our isolated environment now is this planet. We're not going to get any relief from Mars and the moon or any other planet. It is up to us to solve this problem. And it's a simple problem, but it's the most difficult problem that I can possibly imagine to get disparate groups around the world and hundreds of religions and hundreds of cultures that go back for generations upon generations, to think about changing the diet in with any kind of speed is a huge project, but it can be done. And that's my point. It is possible to get it done. It is impossible to control our population by civil means in any time soon. That's going to continue to grow, and it'll probably take a century or more to get our population under control if the mass riots don't take out hundreds of thousands or millions of people. I hate to sound negative here, because I'm so excited about the promise of food. We have something so simple that we get a fringe benefit of being healthy, while at the same time we preserve our ecosystem for our children, and indeed all the children of the world and everybody that follows us on this planet. I look at it as, I'm 71 years old. I was born at the beginning of the mess, when the mess really got started at the end of World War II. I was born during the Battle of Iwo Jima. And my mother at the time thought that my eating bacon and eggs was the greatest thing she could do for me, and God bless her soul, she was doing what every other American mother thought. And it's all happened on my watch. In the last 50 years, the human species has inflicted more damage on the fragile harmony of nature than all previous generations of humans combined for 200,000 years. 50 years. So I think we have, those of us that understand it have a responsibility to do all that they can to make it happen. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't have the money and I don't have the global recognition, but I'm spending my time trying to recruit and inspire those who do.